Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me, Soul Tribe. It's always so lovely to have you here with me. So, today we're going to read for the week ahead, and that will be from May 11th. I'm doing it a day early because I have my partner's birthday tomorrow. So, we've got a lot on. So, from May 11th until the 18th, and this will also be including we're having the full moon in Scorpio, which will be around 12th, 13th, which will also be a flower moon. So, this will be an interesting week based on the crystal that Spirit has guided me to pick for the week. So before we get into it, let me just pop this out the way and bring up some little reminders. I also just want to say thank you because we're getting so many more new subscribers, which is lovely. And you'll see that I've just excuse me, finished popping up all of the 12 zodiac signs for the month. So go and check out your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus sign. And it's really interesting reading your comments. So I enjoy that. So thank you for leaving your beautiful comments. And some of them are so touching. I do screenshot some of them and save them because some of you in our soul tribe just leave the most beautiful messages. So thank you for that. And the other thing I have to remind you guys of is Soul Alchemy Potions. So we will have the new moon event will be around the 26th. I haven't set the exact date just yet, but purchasing a potion gives you a free ticket to come and join us for the new moon event. So you can actually buy the potions with a bundle of all of them together, which is probably the most favorite way to buy them at the moment, which would be this one here. So yeah, go on over, have a look, see what you feel drawn to working with. This week for me, I'm working with the abundance potion. And especially since it's getting colder over here in Australia, especially in Melbourne, I'm trying to bring that little bit of sunshine and warmth back in. And for bookings, you can head on over to solreta.com and you will see all of my bookings over there. You can use the Mother's Day discount code, which is just Mother's Day in all caps. And happy Mother's Day to those other mothers out there as well. So tonight for the reading, I actually bought a new deck. And I just want to say thank you for joining us. It's so lovely to see some familiar faces. So with this deck, it is the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So we're going to be talking about this tonight. And I felt that this was also in spirit of the fairies and the elementals that quite often join us here. I felt guided to get this mushroom deck. Oh, thank you, Carol. So Carol's saying the recent show with yourself and Jake was fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Oh, you're so welcome. And yeah, Jake is amazing. And we are going to be having a follow-up talking about things that came up in hypnosis. I'm still having it all sink in because when you come out of that hypnotic state, you don't always remember what it is that you're saying. And I am still a little bit nasally with the broken nose, still getting adjusted. Hey, Jody. So the crystal that we have for this week, this one is an alligator celestial. So it's a cluster, and you can see it's got that sort of celestial type shade. Let me just find the other celestial that I usually have somewhere around. So this would be more a clear quartz celestial. This one is a smoky quartz. So if we think about alligator skin being hard, being a little bit protective, this is sort of psychic protection, spiritual protection, a little bit dusty. But yeah, this was the one that wanted to come with us today. And so have that in mind as we dive deeper into this path of where the spiritual veil is being lifted. And let's get into some of the astrology for this week as well. So this week's cosmic energy is deeply transformative, as well as the Scorpio full moon, which will be around 12th, 13th, depending on where you live. And it will also be a flower moon. So this will rise and activate powerful emotional release, soul healing on deep, deep levels. That's why we have the alligator celestial. And with this as well, this is the alchemy of letting go that we're tapping into. So you may feel intense waves of deep truth start to surface, especially with the Mars that will be in Leo squaring the moon. So this will create kind of like a push-pull, emotional, ego type energy that we get with these two planets together. So breathe into your heart space and just respond. Don't react is some of the notes that I've written. So Mercury square Pluto brings telepathic downloads, sharp mental focus. Stay open to what is being revealed. Hello, Tim. I've got Tim here, Ken, Carol, Patrick, Jody, thank you for joining us, guys. So yeah, Mercury squares Pluto, bringing telepathic download, sharp mental focus. Just stay open to what is hidden that is actually surfacing and being revealed. So we're going to use that scorpionic energy to keep diving deeper and deeper and deeper. So with this as well, stay open to what's being revealed. Midweek, the moon will dance into Sagittarius, lifting the vibe with playful, adventurous energy. So follow what just makes your spirit feel like you're expanding, that you're growing, it's lifting you up. And I've already been feeling, just as I was writing this, I've been feeling sort of like a playful energy. I almost feel like a bit of a childlike playfulness dancing in the other realms. Probably why I felt drawn to get this mushroom deck that we're going to read from tonight as well. But yeah, so with this is all about expanding, lighting up passion, connection, inspired action. And as the moon moves into Capricorn, we will find that our focus will start to shift, anchoring our dreams with real world steps. So we're really going to get that spiritual energy, that dream, that inspiration, and all of those emotions that we're feeling, but we're going to be grounding it into something. So it's like we're baking a cake, or we're sort of getting that that bread dough, I guess, mixed. We're letting it rest, and then we're also starting to pop it into the oven this week. So it probably will feel like an energetic, productive week, or a huge week. I feel like it's a lot energetically to jam into 1 week. But also we have, this is all about building with intention too. So you might want to also write out a little, if you're working with love, writing out a soulmate list. If you're working with manifestation, writing out a list around what it is that you would like to bring in. But essentially with this, the sun will be conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which will bring sudden awakenings, quantum shifts, expect the unexpected. This is all about flowing with the change and going with that flow. So by the weekend, next weekend, Mercury squares Mars, tension could rise. So use your voice as a tool for peace and clarity. And the Aquarius moon invites you to step into higher vision and to connect with starseed wisdom as well. So stay grounded, stay aligned. And there's definitely magic that is in this metamorphosis process. So also think about caterpillar going into butterfly state. And we have the lovely Jake here. And if you guys haven't checked out yet, go over to Jake Ray Hypnosis, the YouTube channel, and you will see the hypnotherapy session that Jake kindly did for me, which was amazing. Getting more information for our soul tribe and the galactic side of things too. We've got gorgeous Emma here with us, and Susie. So lovely to have you here. So let's have a look. I just can't wait. Let's pick a mushroom card first. So this is the new deck for those of you that are just joining. So Mushroom Spirit Oracle. I've already been having a little bit of fun with this, but haven't used them for clients or for shows yet. So let's see what we need to know for this week ahead for our beautiful collective. What is it that the spirit of mushrooms, and I feel the fairies with this too. Oh, look at this. No wonder why we feel the fairies with it. We have the fairy toadstool, as it's referred to in our family. So expanded awareness is what we're working with this week. And this is the Amanita. And I got some beautiful photos from when I was away. Actually, I haven't shared them yet. So we had such an amazing Easter. Gosh, I feel like it's just been a whirlwind since then. Oh, we just had a fairy go past. I'm sure that's in honor of the fairy toadstool. Let's have a look what this says in here. Seeing this is a new deck. So the Amanita mushroom is easy to identify. So with its distinguishable red cap and white spots, it's mainly found in Northern Hemisphere, in the UK, Northern America, Europe, Siberia, Asia, but it's also been introduced to New Zealand and Australia, South Africa, South America. So mostly found beneath pine trees. We also get them grow underneath the birch trees here. And they're beautiful. Sometimes we've even had the fairy circles with them. And remember, this is the one that over in Scandinavian countries, they will actually drink the urine of the deers that eat these, which is meant to take out some of the poisonous aspects. Not recommending to do that. And don't forget, things are vibrational. So you can actually meditate and connect in with these energies. If you would like to get a little bit more information, you can talk to them. They're conscious. And mushrooms also, they're not quite animal kingdom, not quite plant kingdom. They're in a kingdom of their own. And we've got we've got lovely Adele joining us too. So, considered poisonous due to the psychoactive alkaloid content, this is commonly used for psychedelic ceremony, indigenous ceremony, shamanic ceremonies. Siberian shamans noticed that the reindeer, that's what we were just talking about. And let's see. Okay, just fast forwarding through here. Okay, so these alkaloids also make the mushroom a good insecticide and placed it in milk so that it would kill flies. Hence, it's also known as the name fly agaric. So the fly agaric mushroom may in fact be where the story of Santa and his flying red reindeer came from, including why he hails from the North Pole and wears red and white. Hey, Corbin and Britt Marie, lovely to see you guys here. Emma. So Emma says, we have those mushroom and deer in the forest near our house. Yeah, so Emma being in New Zealand and myself in Australia, we have a lot of imported things from the Northern Hemisphere over here. So with this is about taking times to see things from a higher level, not just the physical. So it's about seeing things from the higher and less physical perspective. A time of spiritual growth. It's a time to rise up and to let the restraints of that which you think is keeping inside the square. So it's about thinking outside the box or outside of this dimension. So a perfect card for the astrology for this week. So also time to think and see things completely different. That Amanita does not decompose what it rises from, does not decompose what it rises from, which is unusual for a mushroom. This is most likely due to the relationship with the pine tree, where what it was once used for was no longer required. Have you formed a relationship with something or someone, something that you used to do or no longer feel is necessary as well? So what is the purpose now? So are you needing to look at the value of the offer that you bring in a relationship and see what both of you work together with? Or is this more of a one-sided feeling? And I think this came up for one of the zodiac signs that we read for. So yeah, put your hands up if this is resonating. But anyway, red is also the color that spells out danger. Eating Amnita is not recommended. So this card may be a sign that something that you need to look out for as well. So a warning that you shouldn't partake in something unless it is done in the right manner and for the right reasons. So anything can be poison if it's not used or handled properly with respect. So this is about trusting deeper in yourself as well. And yeah, it's always so lovely to see you guys. And yeah, such a beautiful deck. So for those of you that are just joining, it is the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So let's have a look into the energy for the week ahead. What I actually have been feeling, just preparing for this show today and getting drawn to this deck and the alligator celestial, the smoky quartz that we're working with too, I've really been feeling this energy of the finer realms and finer veiled vibrations sitting right with it. So I actually feel like they're giving me the word cerebral. We have cerebral access to this now. And I feel like I want to Google and find out the deeper meaning of cerebral. But I just keep thinking about X-Men and Professor X putting on that cerebral helmet. So this is almost like a remote view into another realm. Yes, I'm very lucky. Another big chunk. So my partner, he has spoiled me with lots and lots of crystals. I'm very, very lucky. We were just talking about that before the show tonight. So let's have a look and see what's coming out with this cerebral energy of being able to mentally pop our heads through the veil or through the clouds. Okay, and one more, please. Okay. So these ones I'm going to fill into face down and then we'll flip them over. So what's interesting is I feel this pulsation in my hand as I'm starting to read the cards. The other thing that I also get is feeling like my eyes want to flicker. So I do feel this is about vibrationally us going into different mind states, different brain waves, and different layers and levels of reality and different layers and levels of consciousness. So I do feel that Celestial is helping us to get into that. And for those that of you have heard me talk about Celestials before as well, you'll know that they're self-repairing. And when they have like a little crack or a little break, they do actually start to regrow. So you'll see if there's like a little bump or something on there, they'll cry and they'll weep salt. And then you'll see them restructure over a couple of months. It's actually quite incredible. So this is about us repairing, but we're doing it from the higher. So think about this being the physical template. Then we have this energetic template, more soul family. Hey, Ben. So yeah, this is about us starting to get in contact with this other higher template version of us, go into the brainwave state of what we can automatically synchronize and drop in. So let's flip these cards over. Oh, this makes so much sense with what we're talking about. So we have the card of the Lovers. Now, this is about two becoming one. And we see this happening in this higher state or this church, this higher palace. And we see this spirit of God coming in and a higher power to join these two in union. So this is about that contract between the physical and that higher version of self. So I want you to really reflect this week on if there's things that you want to download. And I think the Scorpionic full moon around the 13th, being the flower moon too, will help to really bloom and help us to really sort of dive deep and see what our heart's desires are, what it is emotionally that's also coming up for us too. And we have an alignment card. We have the Six of Wands. This is a card of victory. It is Jupiter and Leo energy. And this is all about moving ahead. It's about getting into vibrational alignment, as I just said. I always think of this being an energy of, all of these wands, and we can sort of jump timelines to where we want to be. It's all about seeing it from a higher perspective as well. And yeah, as Emma said, an energy flowing coming in to fill space, whichever you need filled. It is a bit like that this week too. So with this Jupiter energy, this is also helping us to see from the outside in. So we're really getting that higher perspective. Imagine, let me just get my little Alice in Wonderland little drink me potion bottle. So imagine this is us down here in the earth realm. And then we have this higher kind of like omnipresent force or God aspect of us that's connected with higher self, which is this card here. So we're able to see that little lower perspective, that physical perspective. When we get into this brainwave synchronization, we're actually starting to run and starting to pick up the program of holding this higher frequency as well. So with this, we have the Six of Cups. So again, we're timeline jumping. So you might even find that you're jumping timelines twice this week, is what I'm feeling looking into these cards. This is also the Sun and Scorpio energy. So we're seeing what was once hidden is now being revealed. And we also see with this, and good question, Britt Marie, I forget the reason of why it's called the flower moon. If anyone else knows, please pop it in the comments below. But yeah, Six of Cups. This is sometimes where we're also giving to the inner child. So it might be giving yourself a little bit of compassion. This came up in one of the 12 zodiac readings as well. So make sure to go and check your sign out, your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus sign, or cross-watching for anyone else. But Six of Cups energy. This is really about closing your eyes, going deep within your own emotional body, seeing what it is that you need. And it might just be a moment of stillness, a moment of quiet, or even giving yourself like a little bit of love. And what that does, it's going to open up a portal. So with this one, you guys know I call this choose your own adventure. And what we have with this is not about having to have that definite sign from spirit. This is about you having permission to choose what it is that lights you up. Emma, I was thinking you would know the answer to this. So Emma's saying with that beautiful, so named for the blooming flowers that signify the heightened state of spring in many regions. This lunar event is also associated with growth, renewal, and vibrant energy of rebirth, which it sounds like that's what we're going through with the energies coming through from the cards. Thank you, gorgeous Emma. Okay, so what we have with this one, so this is sometimes what I say, it's, yeah, there's not a right or a wrong way to do this. This is about making commitment and decision. So if you're feeling this energy, as we were using with the lower physical self and this higher sort of omnipresent version of self, if you're feeling choosed or guided to go, say, for example, this example they're showing me, it's like if you choose to go have Indian food one night, it's totally fine to go have Thai food the next night. For lack of a better analogy, that's what they're showing, probably because I'm a foodie. But they're showing me it doesn't mean that you have to have something as a long-term commitment. It's okay to be mutable, to be changeable, to go with the season, to go with the flow. But what we do see that's important to let go of, we have this Pisces Saturn energy. So 8 of Cups. See how there's an energy being cut off from spirit and we're just flowing mentally, physically. This is about exhaustion. This is about sitting in survival. This is about not knowing how to get to that higher aspect. So this week is happening for us in order to step up, to feel and to be infused from this higher frequency, this higher light coming in. So think about it like a gateway or a portal opening up where we get to glean in to see other aspects of self and we get to actually run that frequency and anchor it. So let's get some little clarifiers from the Mystical Oracle deck. And I feel excited. I feel like going on a fairy toadstool hunt in the forest. Gosh, I wish you guys were closer and we could all go together. That'd be so much fun. All right, let's have a look. It was so cute. Just before starting, we had a little moth just flying around and I was over in the kitchen and my partner's like, quick, there's a fairy. And I turn around, I'm like, that's just a moth. And he's like, no, there was a fairy on the back of the moth. He's starting to get in on the fairy talk too. It's fun. It felt like a playful morning. Okay, so let's have a look into some of these clarifiers. They're also giving me the word destiny. So for some of you, this might actually be a pivotal moment in time of where you are actually stepping into higher destiny points. And remember, we do have this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius as well. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to go mushroom and fairy toadstool hunting together? Ah, awesome, Jody. You're so in sync. You have the most amazing dreams. And so what we have is message and advice from spirit. This is definitely, we've got a marriage card in here as well. This is really about embracing new aspects of self. I actually feel this is a bit of a let's shed the old this week. And this did come up in one of the zodiac readings as well, about like shedding the old. So we have the Empress card. So this is definitely a time for getting in deep contact and nurturing yourself. With the Empress energy being the Queen of Queens, I also feel this is reflecting on the many different skills that you have and stock taking, because a lot of us just look at the point that we're at now, but we forget everything that it took to become what it is that we are now. So I want you to go back, reflect this week, use that Scorpio energy to get in to see how much growth you've had emotionally too. We do have a 5 of Swords. So Spirit is keeping us on alert for making sure we're not going to be in a defeatist mindset. So anytime that you have an old subconscious belief pattern come up, we're just going to push the override button. We're going to remind ourselves we don't do that anymore. This is the way that we think now, because this is all about alignment. This is Venus and Aries energy. So it's the card of completion. It's also the spiritual union marriage card. So there's something that we're completing around an old version of us. And then we have Ace of Cups and 7 of Cups. This is starting to, thank you, Emma. Good reminder. So yeah, if you don't mind hitting that like button, much appreciated. So we see here as well, this is about embracing light body, because the Ace of Cups for me is about us embodying the sense of light. And then we see with the Seven of Cups too, the more that we start to do this, the more that we start to tap into other aspects of self. So I do feel there's other bits of us that are coming in, or other multidimensional aspects. Thank you guys. I love you. All right, let's have a look into the Star Tarot and see what comes up. Advice from Spirit. And I'm also thinking, now that things are starting to quieten down, now that I've got these zodiac readings out, I think we might do another Q&A show. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like another Q&A show, and I'll come on and answer your questions as well. Oh, one card jumping out. We have the King of Wands jumping out. So this is to take action on what it is that you're feeling. Thank you, Christian. So I do feel this is not just about tapping into these other quantum reality versions of us. This is about solidifying it and starting to take action around it. Awesome. Okay, let's do one. I'll organize this really shortly. It'll be so much fun. Oh, awesome. Thank you, guys. So what we're seeing with this, though, we actually need to make that time. So with the King of Wands, we know that he's a bit more active. We know that he's a bit more of a spiritual leader and that he takes more direct kind of movement and actions with this. But we see here Four of Swords, and I love this Four of Swords. It's so beautiful. See these beautiful bears in hibernation. So we do need to make time. I would say that a lot of these answers are not going to come while we're in the middle of just running around. We actually need to get into this scorpionic stillness that we're talking about with the full moon too. So maybe even perhaps with this full moon, making a bit of a ritual to go within. I always find that the full moons, I feel a lot more introverted. Let me know in the comments if that's you guys too. The new moons, I feel like more like I want to connect with my soul tribe. But yeah, full moons, I feel a lot more introverted. So yeah, definitely about taking action around what it is that you're feeling. We also have the Chariot card. Now, remember, this is a Libra energy, and it's also known as the card of truce. So we're moving forward, but we're moving forward protected. And in most of the Chariot cards that I've seen, there's always this armor that's over the heart chakra. So no matter how many times we've been burned or feel that we need to protect ourselves emotionally, this is about knowing that you are emotionally protected moving forward. So let's also see, we've got the Queen of Swords, we have the Three of Discs, we also have the Knight of Swords, and one more, we have the Two of Pentacles. So there might even be a little bit of a revisit around things that you discounted in the past or thought, oh, perhaps that won't happen for me. We're actually seeing some things pop back up again as well. It sounds like Brooke Marie is having interesting dreams too. Very cool. So yeah, with this Queen of Swords, this is actively starting to speak and start to create things into physical reality. So it's getting on point with your affirmations. And with the Three of Discs, you guys know that I always talk about the crystals in the pineal and the crystals in the ears. Lovely to see you here, Rainbow Sun. Sending you lots of love too. And yeah, so we have the Knight of Swords. So I want you to actively get your downloads on what your affirmations are. I want you to start speaking it, but feel it resonate. And I've been feeling an energy of maybe we need to do another show to do with psychic senses or talking about the activation of this. I know many of you have done the How to See Auras course that I've got with the gorgeous girls over at Maison Jupiter. But yeah, I do feel that we're heading to a state where our crystals are about to hold more data is the information that's been coming through lately. So I do feel we are going through not just a physical upgrade or energetic upgrade. There's something that these crystals that are picking up from, and I would say this is more on a celestial level to do with some of the astrology and some of the higher frequencies and the solar energy that's coming in. It definitely is impacting the quartz and the magnetite within us. So we do have a Two of Discs come up. Now, what's interesting, I did have this one come out in reverse. So I do feel with this, there's like a revisitation energy or something that we thought that we mentally might have to choose between or weigh up, I feel will become apparent this week. So don't get too stuck around having to obsess or go, do I pick this or do I pick that? It does feel like that we're having to choose to step forward towards something this week. And I'm getting a high pitch and spirits gleaning in around that crystal energy. They want me to pick a card to bring through, or pick a few cards to bring through more information on what we were just talking about with higher transmissions coming in to the crystals within our body. Hello, gorgeous. So Deborah is saying, with the crystal energy channeling more rainbows and vibration. Yeah, it definitely feels like there's something magical happening, that's for sure. So let's have a look. Okay, the words that they're giving me around the crystals. This is about our transceiver and receiver energy. So it's about our ability to be like a little antenna, to broadcast information out and to also receive information in. So let's see what Spirit wants to tell us around this. Okay, and one more card, please. Thank you. Okay, let's flip these over. So we've got a Son of Wands. Ooh, I like this. This is interesting. So a little bit of a story here. And for those of you that are on more the conspiracy side, like myself, this will make sense. So we're seeing Son of Wands where there's an awakening that's just starting to happen. So think about this being the pineal. Jody, thank you so much for sharing your dreams, guys, because a lot of us are so tapped in on a collective level that we're also picking up information individually, but it's also amazing to share with the collective. So Jody B is saying, interesting, I had a dream about certain crystal important for our crystalline body. And we have that with the Ace of Cups come up as well. Ken, you finally found a vocal. Awesome. So yeah, with this Son of Wands, we have defeat and interference. Something is trying to stop us from tapping into that. So what we need to do to override that, they're trying to take peace away from us. So Two of Swords and Ace of Cups, things that would impact our light body. And toxify is the word that I'm hearing, to do with health. So definitely detox, definitely stay in a state of peace, stay in a state of where you're meditating and connecting with these crystals as well. Awesome. Let me just bring this up. So Ben was saying Cliff's latest Substack saying something similar. Interesting. I haven't seen that. I haven't followed a lot of people in a while because I've just been so busy. Okay. Hey, Stephanie. Lovely to have you here too. And I can see Christian saying Voyager 1 brought that image of the humanoid that seemed to be a catalyst for a collective changing fast. Yeah, so something is changing, we're being activated, that crystalline aspect of us. So I want you to really feel into that this week. Oh, awesome. Thank you. That sounds perfect. So let me see if there's anything they want to add to this crystalline upgrade that we're going through. I need a bigger desk. Okay, so we have a 10 of Cups. This is happening with our soul family. We're supposed to be discovering this together. And we have the 9 of Coins. We're being activated together. Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And we have 6 of Coins, which is success. So there's no doubt that we're going to make it through, even though they might try to come in and put different narratives and things, or toxins, we're just going to use that word, into the atmosphere and into our bodies, and to even impact things on an electromagnetic level. We're overcoming it. The will and the desire and the connection that we have as individuals and as soul family, this is what's also helping us to activate this. So 10 of Cups, wishes fulfilled, such a beautiful 10 of Cups. We also know this is Mary Magdalene energy, is the card of like feeling satiated and feeling in that state of fulfillment. So thinking about that, reflecting on that in meditation this week. 9 of Coins being Virgo and Venus energy. And this is also about soul family for me. It's a card of gain. And it's a part of, if you look at it from the Thoth deck, it looks like heart energy is like blasting off. So if we think about our beautiful little soul group and our heart energy is actually resonating and working together just like we are now, then we've got Page of Swords and Queen of Wands. So I just feel this is the information that's literally coming through to do with this show around this, and Spirit reassuring us too that we'll have success. This is Taurus energy. So 6 of Coins, this is also the moon with Taurus. So it's more kind of like The success is hidden. It's not like a giant trumpet kind of energy being announced. Oh, rainbow sun. Same. I've had a lot of 10 of cups coming up lately as well. So really, really interesting. And yeah, that's what we have for this week. Oh, no, there was one more. So Spirit wants to give us a little bit more information around our guides. Let me see if there's something they would like me to pick from. Another mushroom card. Okay, I think we have some cheeky fairies here. Let's get another one of these beautiful mushroom cards. Let's move this out the way. Okay. And for those of you just joining, this new deck that we've got for today is Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So we'll just pick another card out of here. And this is a message coming in that our guides would like us to know. Guys, same card. We've been called from the fairy realm to wake up, to metaphorically take the medicine, to actually come in and meet them in their space, to meet them in their dimension and in their realm. So I don't need to read this. And look how many. And I shuffled this quite a few times. And you'll see there's so many beautiful ones. We've got like Rishi, spirit medicine, so many different things. So no wonder why they were telling me, hold on, one more card, one more card. So how can we make that connection to the fairy realm? We will ask for a little bit more information around that. So they're just showing me, even in closing your eyes. So I know I've shared with you guys on other shows with me, it's just even saying sometimes I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. And just feeling that connection with them as you say that. But what we have, oh, this is interesting. We've got Knight of Wands. So with this, oh, look at this. Awesome. So Emma said, I saw fairies in the photo frame in my dreams, passing flowers to each other a couple of nights ago. Wow. So the fairies have literally been trying to reach our gorgeous soul group. I'm so happy to share all of this with you guys. This is so much fun when we all do it together. So a Knight of Cups, and look at this. As I usually say, this is the witches reuniting. It is an energy of abundance, but this is about us approaching it more from that subconscious realm, more from that energy of just feeling or leaning into it. So if you can, just have a moment of stillness to connect with them, to assimilate into their timeline. And look at this. It's a fairy circle. So remember what they say about fairy circles, that if you do step into a fairy circle, that you might actually be taken by the fairies. So do be careful with this. But we have the Hermit card. There's wisdom that they want to share with us. So let me know what happens. Come back to this through the week if you want to chat and type messages around what you receive from the fairies. We can use this as a little kind of bulletin board to keep up to date with messages that are coming through. But lovely, Larry. I love that. But yeah, I adore you guys and I love spending time with you. So thank you for joining me for the live. I love you all. And I will also pop up a little bit later on when we're going to do the live for the Q&A. So keep an eye out for the next couple of days. And I might even plan it for Sunday if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, and I think my Monday I had some free time. So love you all. Have a wonderful day or night. And yeah, everything's in the description box below. Bye, guys.